Hey guys, welcome back to the 88K5 Blazer that we're doing a frame off restoration on. We have a 408 LS stroker with Holly Terminator Max X that we installed with a 4L80E transmission. Now we are getting into the wiring side of things and Dakota digital gauges. Everything's being all retrofitted and updated. New dash bezel, new everything, new vintage air AC we're gonna wire. We installed a new radiator with the 850 watt cooling fan. So we got a fan controller we got to wire in. We're also doing American Auto Wire full chassis wire harness, top to bottom, bumper to bumper. So we're going to start laying everything out. We also have power amp steps that we're going to do and stereo equipment as well. So we're just going to start opening everything up and start laying everything where it needs to be, grouping everything. And wherever it passes through a fender, we're going to hide a bunch of wiring so it looks clean and fresh. Amp steps, stereo, wherever it passes through, we're going to grommet, and then we are going to weather pack so everything will be removable and serviceable. So if you like wiring, stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of it. So it says first thing, before you mount this into the firewall, load up the flashers and fuses as it's seen here on the plan. And then there's multiple battery and ignition ports that we can use to power on and use ignition to trigger relays for all of our added circuits that we'll be adding in. So there's also a plug in the horn relay. All right, we'll get it mounted in. All right, and then we'll put in the 3 pieces that go in back of the fuse box, and then we'll start running. All right, so this is where our new fuse box is mounted. I'm not going to do it yet, but this customer has a house in the Colorado River in Parker, so it might be in and out of the river launching boats. He's got a house in Phoenix, and he also lives in Texas, but just for mock-up purpose, I'm going to leave it dry, but for a final install, when we pull it off and loom everything, I'm going to put some dielectric grease in here to keep anything from corrosion. So that's the rear body harness. This is the front body and headlight harness. Then this is the engine bay harness. Just making sure everything's orientated. Press out. It slides into here. Just needs to be snug for now. So then we'll go through and group all these up and we'll run everything where it needs to be. We're gonna come around and hide as much wiring as we can. So since they don't make a wiring kit specific for Blazer and Suburban, we have to use a truck kit. So we have to add our modifications for power windows, the rear power glass, power door locks and stuff like that. So right here when you're looking, this is the part number kit that we got. It says that it doesn't, it'll give you power, battery power for AC, power to windows, power to locks, but it doesn't give you the actual wiring in between that goes from side to side. So we will get our connectors from passenger to driver's side, and then we will unpin everything, clean everything, and then get it re-ran. And then we will do our ignition and power taps into the new box. So off camera, after I got that connection hooked up, I ran out and section taped everything to keep everything kind of half-assed running together. So we'll start laying everything out and getting everything tied in, laid where we're going to have everything, and then add all of our extra circuits for our amp steps, our stereo, our vintage wire, AC, and all this stuff. One thing we're going to do with the power amp steps, it comes with 2 lights. We're going to put one of the LED lights underneath the dash, so when you go to open the door, when the amp steps open up, LED opens up underneath the floor, so you can at least see without anything being on besides the dome light, it light up where your feet is. So we'll get all that going. We'll put the holly wiring through the grommet through the wall, and then we'll make all of our mounting spaces for all of the Dakota digital boxes and our trans control and all that stuff. So gonna separate this up into a couple different sections just so it's not one long ass video. So we'll do engine compartment, we'll do holly, we'll do windows, we'll do the rear tailgate, power, glass, tail lights, all that stuff. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and this will be the end of part 1.